My husband passed away, but I carried the child of his best friend. This is my deepest truth. My name is Ilara. I am 26 years old. I live in a very small town. The houses here are old and beautiful. The streets are quiet and safe. Every neighbor knows every other neighbor. That is exactly why hiding something is so hard. However, I have a secret, a huge one. My husband, Silas, died in a car accident. He was a good man. He was loved by everyone. But the truth about my baby remains unknown. Even his best friend, Kaylin, does not know. I want to tell you my story. I want to explain how this happened. It is a history of love. It is a tale of mistakes. It is a story of a heavy heart. Maybe you have a secret too. Maybe you will understand my feelings. Let me start at the beginning. I first met Silas when I was 20. He was handsome. He had a soft, kind smile. He worked at the local bank in town. I worked at a flower shop. I loved flowers. I loved the colors and the sweet smells. One afternoon, Silas walked into the shop to buy a bouquet for his mother. We started talking. He was funny. He made me laugh. After that day, he visited the shop every week, but he was not buying flowers for his mom anymore. He was buying flowers for me. We fell in love very quickly. Life was wonderful. We got married 2 years later. It was a big wedding. All our friends were there. My parents were happy. Silas's parents were full of joy. And Silas's best friend, Kaylin, was the best man. Kaylin and Silas were like brothers. They grew up together. They played sports together. They went to school together. Kaylin was different from Silas. Silas was quiet and serious. Kaylin was loud and full of energy. But they loved each other. Kaylin was always at our house. He ate dinner with us. He watched movies with us. He was part of our family. I liked Kaylin. He was a good friend. He helped us fix things in the house. He told jokes when we were sad. I never looked at him with romance. I loved Silas. Silas was my husband. Silas was my whole world. However, marriage is not always easy. After 2 years, things changed. Silas started working very hard. He wanted to buy a bigger house. He wanted to save money for our future. He stayed at the bank until very late at night. I stayed alone at home. I cooked dinner, but he did not come home to eat. I watched TV by myself. I went to bed alone. I felt lonely. I tried to talk to Silas. I said, "Silas, please come home early. I miss you." He answered, "I am doing this for us, Ilara. I am working for our family." I understood him, but my heart was heavy. I wanted a baby. We tried to have a baby for a long time, but it never happened. Every month I cried. Every month Silas felt sad too. This created a distance between us. We stopped talking. We stopped laughing. The house became very quiet. Then, during one very wet evening, everything changed. It was a Tuesday. The rain was falling hard. The wind was blowing strong. The thunder crashed loudly. I was very afraid of storms. I called Silas. "Silas, please come home. The weather is bad. I am scared." He answered, "I cannot come home yet, Ilara. I have a big meeting. I will be late. Go to sleep." He hung up the phone. I lay on the sofa and cried. I felt so small. I felt totally abandoned. I wanted someone to hold me. Then the doorbell rang. I wiped away my tears. I opened the door. It was Kalen. He was wet from the rain. "Hi, Ilara," Kalen said. "I was driving by. I saw the lights. I know you hate storms. Is Silas here?" "No," I said. "Silas is at work." Kalen looked at my face. He saw my red eyes. He knew I had been crying. "Are you okay?" he asked. His voice was soft. "No," I said. "I am not okay." Kalen came inside. He took off his wet coat. We went to the kitchen. I made some tea. My hands were shaking. Kalen saw my hands. He took the cup from me. "Sit down, Ilara," he said. We sat at the small kitchen table. We drank the hot tea. The rain hit the window. It was loud, but inside it felt warm. Kalen listened to me. I told him everything. I talked about Silas. I talked about the late nights. I talked about the baby we could not have. I told him how lonely I felt. "I feel like I am invisible," I said. "I feel like Silas does not see me." Kalen reached across the table. He took my hand. His hand was warm and strong. "You are not invisible, Ilara," Kalen said. "You are beautiful. You are wonderful. Silas is a fool if he does not see that." I looked into Kalen's eyes. They were blue and kind. He looked at me with so much care. In that moment, I did not see my husband's best friend. I saw a man who really heard me. I saw a man who cared. I'm not sure how it happened exactly. We were sad. We were lonely. The storm was loud outside. We moved closer. He hugged me to give comfort. Then he kissed me. I should have stopped him. I should have pushed him away. I was a wife. I loved Silas, but I was weak. I was so hungry for love. I kissed him back. That night, we made a mistake. A huge mistake. Kalen stayed with me. In the morning, the sun came out. The storm was gone. I woke up and saw Kalen. The guilt hit me like a heavy rock. My heart stopped. What did we do? Kalen woke up too. He looked at me. He looked scared. "Oh no," he whispered. "Ilara, I am so sorry. I should never have let this happen." "Please go," I said. I was crying again. "Please leave before Silas comes back." Kalen got dressed fast. He stopped at the door. "Ilara, I am sorry. I care about you, but this was wrong. We must forget this. We must never tell Silas. It would break him." "I know," I said. "Go, please." Kalen left. I was alone again. I felt dirty. I felt terrible. I cleaned the house. I changed the sheets on the bed. I tried to wash away the mistake. I promised myself I would be a better wife. I would love Silas Noor. I would never do this again. Silas came home that evening. He looked tired. "I am sorry I was late yesterday," he said. He kissed my cheek. I felt sick, but I smiled. "It is okay, Silas. I love you." I planned to fix my marriage. I planned to erase Kalen. 2 days later, the tragedy happened. It was a Thursday. Silas called me in the afternoon. He sounded happy. "Ilara," he said, "I finished the big project. I'm coming home early. Let's go out for dinner. Let's celebrate. I want to be with you." I was so happy. "Yes, Silas, please come home." I put on a nice dress. I put on makeup. I waited for him. I waited for 1 hour, then 2 hours. He did not come. I called his phone. No answer. I called again. No answer. I started to worry. I walked around the living room. Then I saw blue lights outside. It was a police car. My heart stopped beating. I knew before they spoke. I knew. The police officer knocked on the door. He took off his hat. "Mrs. Ilara?" he asked. "Yes," I said softly. "I am very sorry," he said. "There was an accident. A big truck hit your husband's car. He died instantly." The world turned black. I fell to the floor. I screamed. I cannot describe the pain. It felt like someone pulled my heart out of my chest. Silas was gone. My husband was gone. The man I loved was dead. The next few days were a blur. I remember people in my house. My mother was there. Silas's mother was there. Everyone was crying. They brought food. They hugged me. But I felt empty. I was hollow. Kalen was there too. He looked terrible. His eyes were red. He had lost his best friend. He looked at me with sadness and guilt. We did not talk about our night together. We only talked about Silas. "He was the best man I knew," Kalen said at the funeral. He cried while he spoke. "He was my brother." I stood by the grave. It was raining again. I looked at the box. I said goodbye to Silas. I said sorry to Silas. I was sorry for everything. 2 weeks after the funeral, I felt sick. I woke up in the morning and ran to the bathroom. I was throwing up. I thought it was the grief. I thought it was because I was not eating, but it happened again the next day and the day after. I looked at the calendar. My period was late. My hands started to shake. No, it could not be. I went to the pharmacy. I bought a pregnancy test. I wore sunglasses so no one would know me. I went home and took the test. I waited for 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes felt like 3 years. I looked at the stick. 2 lines. Positive. I was pregnant. I sat on the bathroom floor. I laughed and cried at the same time. A baby. I had always wanted a baby. Silas had always wanted a baby. But then I looked at the calendar again. I counted the dates. Silas had been working late for weeks. We had not slept together for a month before he died. We were distant. I counted the dates again. The time of conception was 2 weeks ago. It was that Tuesday. It was the night of the storm. I stopped breathing. The baby was not Silas's. The baby was Kalen's. I touched my stomach. I was carrying my husband's best friend's child, and my husband was dead. What could I do? I could not tell anyone. If I said the baby was Kalen's, they would hate me. Silas's parents would hate me. They would know I cheated on their son. They would know I was unfaithful 2 days before he died. It would ruin his memory. It would ruin everything. I could not tell Kalen. If Kalen knew, he would feel guilty forever. He betrayed his best friend. And now he had a child with his best friend's wife. I made a decision. I had to lie. I wiped my face. I stood up. I looked in the mirror. This is Silas's baby, I told myself. This is a miracle. I told my mother first. "Mom, I have news," I said. "I am pregnant." My mother started to cry, but she was smiling. "Oh, Ilara, a part of Silas is still here. It is a miracle." She hugged me. Silas left you a gift before he went to heaven. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, but I smiled. Yes, Mom, a gift. Then I told Silas's parents. They were still so sad, but when I told them, their faces changed. They smiled for the first time since the accident. A grandchild, Silas's mother whispered. She touched my hand. Thank you, Ilara. Thank you. They were so happy. They thought their son lived on through this baby. How could I tell the truth? I couldn't. Then Kalen visited. He came to see how I was doing. He brought groceries. Hi, Ilara, he said. He looked sad and tired. How are you? I have news, Kalen, I said. My voice was strong. I had to be strong. I am pregnant. Kalen stopped moving. His face turned white. He dropped the bag of groceries. Pregnant? He asked. But how? It happened before the accident, I lied. It is Silas's baby. Kalen looked at me. He was doing the math in his head. He was counting the bays too. I looked him in the eyes. I did not blink. It is Silas's baby, I said again. Kalen let out a long breath. His shoulders went down. He believed me. He wanted to believe me. He did not want to believe it was his. That would be too hard. Wow, Kalen said. Tears filled his eyes. Silas is going to be a dad. That is amazing, Ilara. He hugged me. I will help you, he said. Silas is not here, so I will help you. I promise. The next 9 months were very hard. My stomach grew. I felt the baby kick. Every time the baby moved, I thought of Kalen. Kalen kept his promise. He was at my house every weekend. He fixed the roof. He painted the baby's room. We painted it yellow. He built the crib. One day, we were in the baby's room. Kalen was painting the wall. I was sitting in a chair watching him. He looked so much like a father, but he thought he was an uncle. I wish Silas could see this, Kalen said. He put down the brush. He wanted this so much. I know, I said softly. I miss him every day, Kalen said. I feel guilty, Ilara. My heart beat fast. Why? Because I am here and he is not, Kalen said. I am alive. I am helping you with his child. It feels unfair. He did not know the real guilt. He did not know the real secret. I wanted to scream. I wanted to say, it is your baby, Kalen. But I bit my lip. I stayed quiet. I went to the doctor alone. I did not want Kalen to come to the appointments. I was scared the doctor would talk about dates. I was scared the truth would come out. The doctor said the baby was healthy. It was a boy, a son. I told Kalen and my family, it is a boy. Everyone cheered. A little Silas, they said. He will look just like his father. I was terrified. What if the baby looked like Kalen? Kalen had blue eyes and light hair. Silas had brown eyes and dark hair. If the baby had blue eyes, people might ask questions. Please, I prayed every night, please let him look like me. Or let him look like Silas. Please do not let him look like Kalen. The day of the birth came. It was spring. The flowers were opening. I felt the pain start in the morning. I called my mother. She drove me to the hospital. I was in labor for 12 hours. It hurt very much. I cried for Silas. I wanted my husband, but he was not there. Kalen came to the hospital. He waited in the waiting room with Silas's parents. They walked back and forth. They were worried. Finally, the baby was born. The nurse cleaned him and wrapped him in a blanket. She gave it to me. I looked at my son. He was small and pink. He had a small nose and small fingers. I looked at his hair. It was very light, almost blonde. My heart fell. I looked at his eyes. They were deep blue. Most babies have blue eyes at first, but these looked like Kaylin's eyes. I held him close. I loved him immediately. He was my son. It did not matter who the father was. He was mine. My mother came in, then Silas's parents, then Kaylin. They stood around the bed. "Oh, look at him," Silas's mother said, crying. "He is beautiful." "He has Silas's nose," Silas's father said. People see what they want to see. They wanted to see Silas, so they saw Silas. Kaylin stepped forward. He looked at the baby. He looked at the blonde hair on the baby's head. He paused. For a second, I saw a question in his eyes. He looked at the baby, then at me. I held my breath. Did he know? Did he see himself in the baby? Then Kaylin smiled. It was a sad smile, but it was warm. He reached out and touched the baby's small hand. "He is perfect, Ilara," Kaylin said. "Silas would be so proud." I let out my breath. He did not suspect. Or maybe he did not want to suspect. We named the baby Silas after my husband, Little Silas. Time went by fast. Little Silas is 2 years old now. He runs around the house. He laughs loudly. He is a happy boy. Kaylin is still a big part of our lives. He comes over for dinner. He plays ball with little Silas in the yard. He teaches him things. Sometimes I watch them together. I see 2 people with the same blonde hair. I see 2 people with the same blue eyes. I see 2 people with the same smile. The older little Silas gets, the more he looks like Kaylin. Some people in town have started to notice. One day, my neighbor, Mrs. Pringle, stopped me in the street. She looked at little Silas in his stroller. "He is getting so big," she said, "and so blonde. Big Silas had such dark hair." "Yes," I said quickly. "My grandmother was blonde. He looks like my side of the family." "Ah, I see," she said. But she looked at me with a strange face. I walked away fast. My heart was pounding. How long can I keep this secret? How long until someone says it out loud? Every time Kaylin looks at little Silas, I wonder if he knows. Sometimes I catch him looking at the boy. He looks confused. He looks at little Silas's face, looking for something, but he never asks. I live with this secret every day. It is heavy. It is a burden. When I look at my son, I feel love, but I also feel guilt. I am lying to everyone. I am lying to my son. One day, little Silas will ask about his father. I will show him pictures of Big Silas. I will say, "This was your father. He was a hero. He loved you." But his real father will be sitting right there, eating dinner with us. His real father will be Uncle Kaylin. Is it better this way? If I tell the truth, I lose everything. Kaylin will hate me for lying. Silas's parents will hate me for cheating. My son will be confused. If I keep the secret, everyone is happy. Silas's parents have a grandson. Kaylin has his best friend's memory. Little Silas has a hero father. So I keep the secret. I am a widow, I am a mother, and I am a liar. Sometimes late at night, when the house is quiet, I talk to Big Silas. I look at his picture on the wall. I am sorry, Silas, I whisper. I am so sorry. I made a mistake, but I am trying to make it right. I am raising this boy to be a good man, just like you. I hope he can hear me. I hope he forgives me. Life is not simple. It is not black and white. Sometimes good people do bad things. Sometimes love is complicated. I look at my son sleeping in his bed. He is peaceful. He does not know about the storm. He does not know about the secrets. He only knows love. And maybe that is enough. I will protect him. I will protect Kaylin. I will protect Silas's memory. I am Ilara, and this is my story. It is a heavy story, but it is mine. I learned that life goes on. Even after death, life goes on. New life comes. If you are keeping a heavy secret, I want to tell you, you are strong. You can survive. We do what we must do for the people we love. It is okay to be scared. I am scared every day. But then I see my son smile, and the fear goes away. Love is the most important thing. Not DNA, not blood. Love. Kaylin loves little Silas. I love little Silas. Big Silas would have loved little Silas. That is the truth, and that is the only truth that matters. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you never have to keep a secret like mine. But if you do, know that you are not alone. We all have secrets. We all have a past, but we also have a future. And my future is my son. I will walk forward. I will be brave for him. This is the end of my story, but it is just the beginning of his. Goodbye, my friends. Be kind to each other. You never know what secrets someone is hiding. You never know what burdens they carry in their hearts.